Your brain is making you ugly. Firstly, get comfy, take a seat, because school is in session. If you stick around for long enough, you're going to go from uggo, what rhymes with uggo? I don't know, to pretty. So I don't know about you, but I, all over my TikTok, my YouTube, my Instagram, any algorithm, anything presents me, there's glow up tips, there's filler, there's this, there's that. There's all sorts of ways that you can make yourself hotter. That's the society that we live in. We're taught that we're not good enough as we are so that we can be sold more stuff, right? It's just the way the world works. The reality of it is, no amount of fake tan, no amount of filler, no amount of anything is going to make you hot unless you believe you're hot. If you believe you're ugly, you will forever be ugly. You can fill your face with filler. You can be the objectively most attractive person ever. And if you believe you're ugly, you're ugly. Because your subconscious mind dictates your reality. Let's refer to the board. I had to flip my camera, but hopefully you can see now. So this is you, right? Oh my God, I need a new pen. That's better. I promise I'll get some more pens. Okay, that's you. You. Now, this is reality, right? I don't know, there's people there, and there's some trees. What else is in reality? Some houses, whatever, right? That's your reality. Well, that's what the reality that everybody can see, right? Now, you're viewing that. You're viewing all this stuff. But imagine every single second of your life, how many different things are happening in front of your eyes. Zillions, like an impossible number to comprehend. Your little brain cannot possibly take in all that information. It's just impossible. It would get fried, right? So what it does is it uses a filter, and it filters out all this information that it's taking in so that you just take in some of it, right? Just the important bits. So how does it choose what's important and what's not? How does it choose what to filter in and what to filter out and ignore? Beliefs. Your filter is dictated by your beliefs. So there's a principle called confirmation bias. Confirmation bias. Basically, that's where your reality will reflect and confirm your already held beliefs. So if you believe that people who drive BMWs are bad drivers, all that you will filter in are the bad drivers of BMWs. Every time you see someone who is driving a BMW who is a good driver, you won't even pick that up. It won't even register. Your lens will just filter it out because it doesn't confirm your belief. And if you took too much information in all the time that didn't confirm your beliefs, you would have no beliefs. You would have no structure, nothing to believe in, because nothing would make sense, nothing would back up anything that you believe, because there's constantly something to contradict what you're believing always. So this is science. Whatever you believe will be confirmed by your reality. So that's what dictates this lens here, right? Why are we talking about this? Because if you hold the belief, I'm not hot. If you hold the belief, I'm not hot, that's going to come into this filter, right? So if you are seeing all this evidence here that you are hot, you know, boys love you or girls love you, and what else? You know, people pay you compliments, and what else? I don't know, you look good in photos. Look good. Oh my God, I always watch people do this on YouTube and I'm like, why can you not write? I understand now. I can normally write, but not when you're watching me. You know, that's a camera. Can you see that? I'll get better at this, I promise. You're seeing all this evidence, but if you have a belief that you're not hot, you are not taking any of that in. It's not being filtered in. What you are seeing instead is anything that will back up that belief. So that might be someone insults you, someone gives you a dirty look, That's an eye with an eyebrow. Ooh, dirty look. You know, maybe you have a bad hair day and all of a sudden you're confirming your beliefs that you're ugly and you have bad hair and you're not hot. So when you put it this way, oh, my light. Oh no. My light went out. This is a rough first YouTube video, but hopefully the message is still going to get through. It's a pretty easy fix, right? What's the obvious thing that we do is we change this. We change this belief so that we're filtering in the things that we do want to see. I don't know about you, but I want to be noticing and acknowledging all the compliments I get, all the attention I get, all the times where I look good in photos. I want to see that. And I don't really want to be focusing too much or even really noticing little insults and side eyes and little, evidence that I'm not good looking. I don't want that in my life. So I'm going to change this. Now the question remains, how do we change this? Uno momento. Guys, I'm sorry. This is my first video, okay? My first whiteboard video. I've watched people do this and I've always wanted to do whiteboard videos. And there's some bugs, okay? But I've been putting it off and I decided I need to just start imperfectly and we'll get there. So if you stay patient with me, especially if you chuck me a follow or a like, so I know that you guys are going to be with me throughout this journey and you can watch me get a better whiteboard and more pens and better drawing skills. We can go on the journey together. I will get better at this, I promise. Okay, so our belief. We're going with this one. I'm not hot. That's the belief we hold right now. What do we want to change it to? I am hot. So all you're going to do is just sit in the mirror every single day and look at yourself and go, I am hot, I am hot, I am hot. Just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you try and do that, if you try and do those affirmations where you just tell yourself a literal lie, your brain is going to know you're lying because you're literally saying the opposite to what you do believe. And it doesn't make sense. It just will not make sense, okay? So one thing that we really need to focus on, which a lot of people bypass when it comes to subconscious reprogramming, is your nervous system, right? We all have a nervous system that runs and controls our body, and it's always wanting to feel safe. So this is your fight or flight type of thing, right? Now, changing a belief from I'm not hot to I'm hot, that's a big change. That's like the opposite belief. And change is scary. And to your nervous system, change means fight or flight. That's a scary thing, right? So imagining holding this new belief and living a life of being hot is scary to your nervous system because it's different. Maybe it means more attention. Maybe it means maybe your friends, you don't connect with your friends anymore for whatever reason, or maybe you have a partner and you're scared that if you believe you're hot, it'll ruin your relationship with them. There's a lot of things that your brain will tell you that's going to chuck your nervous system out of regulation and into fight or flight when it thinks about this. So we need to think about this new belief and regulate our nervous system within this reality, who we would be if we held this belief. Does that make sense? I hope you're following. How do we regulate our nervous system? A few ways. Visualization, meditation. I'm actually a really neat writer normally, but this is just garbage. Hypnosis. Oops. Hypnosis. Just that one. Journaling. All the good stuff. All the tools you've probably heard before. Personally, what I would recommend, you sit down, you meditate, and you visualize a life with that belief, right? What does that look like? What does it feel like? Feeling is the key, right? The more that you can feel it, the more it becomes real for you and your nervous system and your belief, right? The more that you do this, the more that you are regulating your nervous system to feel safe within the new reality that will be created when this belief is true for you. You got me? Secondly, we're going to start back over with the evidence, okay? Because like I said, we are all seeing the same reality. You are getting both compliments. God, I hope you can see this. You are getting both compliments and insults. At the moment, your belief, this one, is forcing you to really only pick up on this one and ignore that one. But you're still getting them because that's the way life works. You're getting all of it. So we're going to hijack it. And every time we think we pick up on this, an insult or some sort of evidence of this, whatever evidence it is that presents itself, we choose to go, nah, nah. And we're choosing consciously to see more of that. I know it sounds kind of like too simple to be a solution, but seriously, it works. Seriously, it works. So for example, if you are, say you're out with your friends and your friends get hit on and you don't, instead of noticing it and then immediately going, oh, it's because I'm ugly, it's, of course you'll still notice it, but then you'll go, oh, maybe it's because I'm too hot. Or if that's too much of a stretch, maybe it's just, oh, I'm just not their type. You know, we meet somewhere in the middle. Maybe I'm just not their type. Maybe I'm just not giving the right energy off. Something like that, right? And then we really try and actually look for, like consciously look for these ones that can give us evidence of our new belief, because they're out there. Every time you see someone looking at you, don't assume they're looking at you because you're not hot. Assume they're looking at you because you're hot. Every time someone pays you a little compliment, even if it's like not really a compliment, maybe it's just a little one, that's a compliment, and that's evidence here. So we're going to collect evidence of our new belief. This in itself is going to be like magic. I promise you. I have done this 300 million times on my own beliefs, and just choosing consciously, instead of just letting it run on its own automatic program, but consciously choosing what evidence you are going to put through your filter, changes everything, and your reality starts to shift really quickly. Stick with me because I'm going to show you one of my favorite tools ever for subconscious reprogramming that I use myself, and I reckon personally it changes things the quickest. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm running out of light. My light's broken. I got to hurry this up because I've only got so much daylight left. There's something called NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. This is the tool that I use with my clients, with myself. It is a godsend. Neuro-Linguistic Programming is basically changing your own language, your own speech, and what you say every day to hijack and change your beliefs, right? Because this is how it works, right? You have a belief. That belief produces a thought, and that thought produces words. So if you believe that you are ugly, then you'll have a thought of, oh, I'm so ugly today. I'm having such a bad skin day. And then you'll say that out loud, because often we do. We just express what we're thinking. So if this is like beliefs aren't an easy thing to change, right? You can't just kind of go in and click your fingers and change your beliefs. A really cool thing that you can do is you can work backwards. If you start changing this over and over, eventually, I'm not kidding you, these start changing, and eventually these change on their own. I'm not kidding. I sound like I'm lying. It doesn't seem logical. I just change what I'm saying and then it changes my beliefs? Yes, because it's actually not this. Sorry, let me do it. It's not that. It's actually this. Meow. So it's not a linear belief creates thought creates word. It's belief creates thought creates word, creates belief, creates thought, creates words, creates beliefs. It's a cycle. So this actually isn't the end. This is just part of the cycle. So if we can change this, it changes the trajectory of the rest of the cycle. So start changing your words. Start picking up every time you say, oh my God, I'm so ugly. Change it immediately. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. I'm hot. I'm not kidding. Every time you think, oh my God, I'm having the worst skin day. No, I'm not. Everyone has normal skin. I'm just brainwashed from Instagram. Oh my God, I look so bad in that photo. No, I don't. That's just my brain tricking me. I'm actually pretty good looking if you think about it. Like, however you have to justify it to yourself. You don't have to exclaim that you're the hottest person in the world, but just start doing the little shifts and pick up on the words and change it, right? And it doesn't only have to be when you're saying negative things. You can also just say it without reframing. Reframing is the big one, obviously. So every time you do say something that correlates with an old belief, like I'm so ugly or I look so bad in that photo, you do need to pick that up as much as you can. Every time you hear yourself say it, you pick it up and you reframe it. But also just say things, say positive things without needing to reframe a negative thing. Just out of nowhere, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what, I'm pretty hot. Oh, you know what, I'm not that bad looking. You can start there, I'm not that bad, I'm not that bad. If you really feel that strongly that you are ugly, just start with that, I'm not that bad. You know, there's people who are uglier than me. And then build and build and build, and eventually it's going to turn into, I am so hot. Meow. And when you hold that belief, your reality will reflect it back to you. And not only that, you will then start to hold yourself differently. If you believe you're hot, you are giving off the energy you are hot. You are holding yourself in the way that you are hot. And that will be reflected back to you by people as well and by situations. Because the more that you present yourself as who you believe you are, the more that is reflected directly back to you. And people believe you. However you present yourself as, people believe you. That's all they have to go off, is who you're presenting as. That is it for today. I hope that helped, guys. Class dismissed. As I said, please come along for the journey. Follow me. I will get a new light. I will get better pens and we will work on this together. But I want to keep teaching you how to reprogram this to literally create any reality you want. It has changed my life. It has changed so many people I know's lives. Let me help you change yours. I'll see you next time.